Thank you all for being here. And I'm going to limit my comments to the National Football League, although all of you, domestic violence is important in society as a whole and all of the sports. It's the sport I'm most familiar with, as both a fan of it, living in a city that has a franchise. You may not know this, but had it not, I would have played in the NFL had it not been for my lack of size, speed, and talent. So, but that was my goal. And I want to begin by saying, Mr. Vincent, I have the highest respect for you, though. You and I have never met. We have a lot of friends in common. Your reputation among many in league circles is as high as anyone I've ever heard, certainly. As a Dolphin fan, I remember us drafting you in 1992, and sorry to see you leave in 1995 when Jimmy let you go. It was a big mistake. 96, but in any event, I appreciate your service at both as a player for the NFLPA, I believe, and now for the league. But I do want to make 2 points about the NFL that are important and ask you this question. The NFL doesn't just play for 3 hours on Sundays, Monday and Thursday nights. The NFL is a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week endeavor that actively wants Americans to admire and emulate the people it puts on the field. It wants our young people to wear, and this is true of all the leagues, but I want to, again, I'm focused on the NFL. It wants young people like my sons, and they want to and do, to wear the same shoes, to wear their jerseys, to buy the same and use the same products. I mean, we just read a couple weeks ago, now they regulate what earphones they can use during pregame warm-ups because the league has established a contract with one of the providers, and they want them to wear those. So this is an ongoing 24-hour endeavor. It wants young people to emulate and to look up to these athletes, and they do. In fact, I can tell you, being involved now in youth football, and this is very sad, but it is true in some instances, some of the only positive male role models that many young Americans today have happen to be the professional athletes they'd see on Sundays or at nights on television in any of your leagues. So I think it's important to preface that, because this is not just a sport that's played on a field 3 hours at a time. This actually has deep impacts throughout society. And there are millions of young, especially young boys, but young Americans, who look up to these players, and whatever happens or does not happen with them has a deep impact on them, because for many of them it's the only male role model that they have in their lives, unfortunately, in the cases where people go wrong. And that's why the Ray Rice case so interested me, because the situation with Mr. Rice involved, number one, someone that my sons actually personally admired. My sons actually came to admire Ray Rice because there's, now getting deep in the weeds here, but one of my sons kind of plays a hybrid running back position. He's not the tallest kid on the team, but he's very quick. And so he looked for someone on the National Football League that had the same attributes, and that was Ray Rice. And he really looked up to him. And a few weeks ago, he wanted to know, why isn't Ray Rice playing? And I had to explain to him why he wasn't playing. And the impact of that was extraordinary on him. He's still kind of young to fully comprehend what it means. But what happened or didn't happen with him had an impact on him and other young people across America, because it served as an example of what happens in society and in life when someone does the wrong thing. So that's why I'm so interested in that case, beyond the horrifying instance that happened.